Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. If you're new here, take a seat, put your crown on, and welcome to the gang. And if you're already part of the gang, you already know what time it is. What's good, baby? So today's video is all about this here. So since you're here, just keep on watching. Before we kind of jump into, I don't know if I'm probably going to put this at the front or the back. We'll figure it out. But before we get into the actual details of how I made this unit, I wanted to just kind of go over just a few things, okay? Because this is the finished result. And I really think that there are a few things that play a part in that. So I just kind of wanted to make sure I go over this. So for this unit, it is the Sensational Curls Kinks Weave. It's the Letitia curl, and it's in 14, 16, and 18. And I paid $15.99. Okay, that is how much I paid for my unit, and I have the color 1. Here are some of the things that I just really want to make sure that I address. The texture of my hair is that it is permed. Okay, I have permed my hair since January 2025. I just need to make sure like that is clear. And I dye my hair jet black. So that is also why I got the color 1 instead of 1B. That will play a significant role in how the texture will match or mimic your hair. If your hair is blown out, I hope that it kind of matches it the same way. I'm not really sure. If you have really, really tight curls, I'm not really sure how it's going to go. So I just really wanted to make sure that I at least addressed it and just kind of like shared the texture of my hair, what I actually do to my hair to kind of maintain it, how much the price point of the actual bundles are, and give you my thoughts. So since I kind of went over that piece, let's get into the tutorial and then we'll stick around to hear my final thoughts about what do I actually think. The first thing that we're going to do is making sure that your hair is washed and clean and prepped. And I pretty much always wash my hair. I oil my scalp, oil my hair, as well as put in some leave-in conditioner. And the process I'm going to do after doing this is just sectioning out what I want my leave out to be. And then I just pretty much go ahead and I braid everything backwards. You're going to see that I do an anchor braid around the perimeter, like after the leave out. And that's simply because that's where I want to push my wig clips in. And we'll get into that a little bit more because I'm going to show you also how I didn't show you how I install that, but I show you the ones that I did use to basically have it installed on the unit. If you can't braid, you could just go ahead after you section out your leave out just to put your hair in a bun, like a slick a low bun, and that should be enough. There isn't much that you're going to necessarily do, so you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. You could feel free to skip this. It's just a part of the process that I was like, I know I'm going to install the wig after, so just let me get it out of the way. After I pretty much do this, the next step that I will do is put a plastic bag over my head before I put the black dome cap on my head. The dome cap that I use, one of the things I want to make sure I point out is that I think the old version of what they used to give us, they have changed it in some way, because when I'm telling you, I felt like my glue was kind of slipping and sliding. And I was like, I don't remember it being like this, so something's off. But I put a plastic bag over my head simply because I don't want the glue to run or transfer from the dome cap onto my head. And that's pretty much why I have it there. If you don't care about that, go ahead and do that. But I really wanted you to make this in a way that it will fit for your head, which is why I didn't use a wig stand or just like a mannequin head. I decided to just make my head the thing that I would just make it on. So I'm going to go ahead with the 16-inch first, and I'm going to just install it from the back around my ear. So I basically do a curve with the first bundle. Everything is pretty much curved around to the ear. So you want to start from the back and you want it to curve all the way to the ear, to both your ears basically. So you want to just curve it around until you run out of those bundles. Then the next bundle, you're just going to be going across, and just kind of like chopping your way up to the front. So it's pretty simple how it's done. Do not overthink it. Just curve around with the first bundle, go straight across and go up with the second bundle, and you just use the third to just fill in the spaces that you know you are missing. One tip I would also say, even though the bundles are split in half, So think about a weft. They just split the weft in half, and that's the way you're getting the most amount of bundles. I would say you don't necessarily have to use all of it. The hair itself is pretty full. I really don't know how they make the hair this full, but it is pretty full. So you do not have to feel as if like you have to go skimp on it and try to use the what is it that I'm trying to say? Try and make sure that when you are installing this, give your wefts some space. Okay, so when you are putting each track down, make sure you give a little bit of space because you can always go in and fill, but it's gonna be annoying if you have to kind of just take things out and then put it back in. So just make sure that you're given a little bit of space while you're doing this. Once I finish doing all of my 14 and then the 18, I did the 16 to 18, I did the 14 on top. So my placements are the 16-inch bundle at the bottom, 18-inch bundles in the middle, and the 14-inch bundle at the top. And I pretty much at the end just making sure that I'm going over, and this is what I'm saying where you're just going up. This is how it's gonna look, and then you're gonna fill in whatever little section that's left. You're going to take these they're not wig cap. You're going to take these words, is just lost in my damn head. You're going to take these clips, and this is how I place mine. 2 at the side and 1 at the bottom. And that's how you basically will be able to just kind of like install it without worrying about if it's flapping around or going anywhere. So that's pretty much what it is that I did to create the unit and make the unit. And stay around so I can tell you my final thoughts on the actual bundles, and just kind of like my recommendation and all of that at the end.
No one wants you the same way. Got till the morning, my one put on from your loving. I just wanna get you beside me. Give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all you, give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all. Make I give you all you need, every touch you need, give you all, make I give you all you need, baby. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body.
So if you're new here, hi, and welcome to Shades of Sasha. I'm Sasha, and here we talk all things beauty. And pretty much whenever I'm doing a hair review, whether it's bundles, a wig, or some type of style that I have in my hair, I always talk about a lot of different things. And I really use a rating system from a scale of 1 to 10, where I talk about the feel, texture, longevity, the customization if it's a wig, and then kind of like let you know if I recommend the unit or not. And I also share the price point of that unit as well. And I always tell you because I pay my own coins, okay? So let's get to it. For my overall thoughts on this unit, I would say the way that the wefts are, they're very, very skinny, okay? Like think about a normal bundle and you slit it in half. That is exactly what you're going to get, but it still has the fullness that's to it. I would not recommend brushing out the unit or brushing out the hair. You're just gonna have to really make what it is work. Okay, that is the best way that I can possibly say. The ones who really voted and said to do the half wig, I really think you all did a great choice with that, because even though I want to see this unit as like a side part, or even if it was in the middle, I just definitely think that it was a better choice or recommendation for me to do this unit actually as a half wig, where I can just take it on and put it on and take it off. So that's the very first thing that I also want to make sure that I address. I will also recommend that this is not something that you sleep in. This is not something that you wear every single day, okay? I don't really think she's going to last that long on you. I just wore this. After I install it around 1 p.m. I want to say 2 p.m. and it is now 10 something, and she's pretty good. Like, there's no tangling really that's happening. I went to the gym, I went for a walk, and she's pretty fine. But to just make sure that you can maintain and have that last, that is why my recommendation would be that you do not sleep in this. It is something that you would put on and you would take off The other thing that I would say is keep in mind $15 for the bundles that you're receiving for synthetic units. I think it is a very good price point, but you have to remember that it is synthetic, okay? I wanted to tell you in the beginning my texture here and what I do to my hair just to make sure that you understand. I know sometimes y'all see something on someone and you think it looks fire on this person, it's gonna look fire on me. And I really just need to make sure that I'm very thorough in explaining to you like what I do to make sure that my hair is the way that it is. I personally would say if you want bundles that will really match, like they're gonna be tea for what it is you're looking for, check out my last video where I did the invisible method. I really will highly recommend. Get out of the body waves, get out of the Brazilians, just get some nice kinky textured hair. Trust me, it will make a hell of a difference. And the kinkier, the better, okay? That would be my recommendation if it's something that you actually want to mimic or match the texture of your Afrocentric hair. Okay, that is just what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna leave it there. But overall, would I actually recommend this? Yes, I really think I am in love. I do want you to know though that she comes with length, okay? 18 inches on this because it's curled, honestly is given down to my back, I wanna say. Yeah, in the mid-center of my back. That's beyond 18 inches in from my thought process. I think that means it's at least given 20 to 22 because if the curls drop, it's going to obviously be longer. And the section in how I did my unit when I made it, I put the 16 first, the 18 in the center, and then the 14 at the top. I pretty much technically like doing 14, 16, 18. That's how I would have done it in my normal sense and when I'm doing my human hair wigs, but for some reason I was like, I want to try this out to see how it's gonna look, and it came out pretty cute. So this is the finished result. It is something that I would recommend. Let me know what y'all think, and thank y'all so much for voting and telling me to do the half wig because yeah, I ate with that one. But that's it for this video. Looking forward to see y'all in my next one, and I really am excited because I got 4 new units that I just really wanted to step out of the box and try something different. And I think we're gonna see. But thank y'all so much for watching and have a blessed and wonderful day.